And what is up? It is White Trash Donnie. Thanks for joining the Sloppy Syndicate show. We have none other than the band The Dev tonight, and they have an action-packed week. So let's go ahead and bring them in. And there they are. What is up, broskies and broskettes? So it is a pleasure to have you on the Sloppy Syndicate show. I know you guys are extremely busy this week. Probably busier this week more than some other weeks. But yeah, so tell us the good news. You have a big week ahead of you. I know we got some releases, we got some concerts. So I will let you tell the fans and the listeners what you have going on this week. So
yeah, so what is it? Yeah, Friday. Yeah.
Single release.
Yeah, single release, new video. Yeah,
Music video, the whole
titled
thing.
Hellbent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just saw a little bit of.
Yeah.
yep, we got a little teaser. So
a little bit.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's probably like one of the most fun music videos that we've shot. Mainly because it was an actual party, so we really did get to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cops got called.
And the cops.
Did they?
Got in trouble.
I seen the video and I was like, man, that looks like a wild time. That looks like a White Trash Donnie time.
Yeah,
Yes.
it totally was. Next time we have to invite you to go to the music video then, for sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm down.
And then Saturday we have our show with the Kraken. It's the U's, Anne Berlin, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Story of the Year, Evergreen Terrace, and Werewolves. So that's gonna be really dope.
And Felicity, yeah.
And Felicity.
Yep.
It's gonna be at the Orlando Amphitheater, which is a really dope place to play. So we're extremely excited for that also.
For sure, I am stoked for that. Finally, we get some live music back in our lives. So how do you feel about that? I know the crowd and the fans are going to go wild, being kind of cooped up and not having so many rock shows or concerts to go to. So I think it's going to be a huge event. So from the band aspect, how do you feel on stage as far as the hype?
For the most part, I think we were never one of the bands that took a break. So we were always constantly doing live shows, but to see people's faces and how they're just excited to finally actually get to go to one, it constantly makes it just worth our while every time. I think the last big show that we played that really, got us in a full hype mood was like Rockville. And after that, I feel like anything post Rockville, I'm not too nervous about. I'm speaking for myself personally.
Yeah, Rockville was quite the trip this year, and fortunately, you weren't the one that got banned from Welcome to Rockville for the future from the skit they pulled on stage. So
yeah, different girl band, not me.
Right.
Out there, and like, the bathroom. They're over here. Yeah, they made sure we knew where the bathroom was. Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
but yeah,
a hell of a publicity stunt, but yeah.
Kind of backfired a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how long have you guys been together? And let us know a little more about the Dev and let the fans know. And yeah.
We'll let you go. You guys go. We'll go. Yeah, we'll let you on it.
All right, cool. So yeah, we started this in 2018. Ryan and we found Nikolai here, the vocalist then, and then after that,
on a Craigslist
ad of all places. Later that year, in December of 2018, we got Chris on drums. We had a different rhythm guitar player that played our first few shows with us, bailed on us right before House of Blues, which was our 5th show.
We don't like him
which
anymore.
We played a show with Mr. Barry Jones here and his band at the time that he was in, which he was getting ready to leave. So he left that band after the House of Blues show and joined us. That was in 2019. And since June of 2019, we have been this iteration of the band. So
yeah. So our first show was in 2019, and we played at a really cool little like motorcycle dive bar in Shovelhead, and we got to open up for Biso Blanco. And for any band to get to open up for people that go on tour and like a regional national act like that, it was a pretty dope thing. And we did have a little bit of a different setup, but ironically, Barrett's been a good friend of mine for a while, and he was there for our first set. And it was spoken upon like, dude, like I could totally see you in a band like this. And ironically, the pieces kind of fell together perfectly. And by our like by the show after House of Blues, I think he jammed with us like just a few times. We pretty much forgot to tell him that he was in the band, but we also don't really have an auditioning process. So I didn't know I was in the band until like 4 or 5 times jamming with them. And the first song I ever wrote, I believe, was Queen of the Damned.
Okay.
Chris literally, I think, hung out with us like twice, and then he basically had to go into the studio and literally record Broken Lies. So it was never necessarily planned, but it was very like organic, and the pieces just fell together, and then out came the Dev. So we've been out playing in front of people since 2019. So we're 3 years old now, I think. Yeah, 3 years old.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday, right? Yeah. So, and we won't get into Rebel Rock. We won't get into that. But however, you were one of the saving graces that played some of the local venues. I think you played, was it Shovelhead for the Rebel Rock show? Okay. Yep. So there was some behind the scenes work when that was canceled, and everyone was scattering to get some bands into the local Orlando area after that, and the Dev was one of them. So everyone coming in, thanks for joining us. This is the Sloppy Syndicate Show with your host, White Trash Donnie, and none other than the guest, the Dev. So big week. Friday, they have a release of Hellbent. Awesome video. And if you missed it, rewatch it. You'll see a little bit of a spoiler, maybe a 30-second spoiler, but the rest of the video is phenomenal. And it's kind of like that video is like my spirit animal. So I'm just like when I see that video, I'm like, this is my life. Like I want to live that life. So awesome. What's up, Alley Cat? So Alley Cat is a beard company. He also has a radio station. So thanks for coming in, Alley Cat. So
what's up, Alley Cat?
This is the Dev. So yep, Friday you guys release Hellbent. Yep, epic beard right there. Making mine look bad. So making mine look bad. That's a big old beard there. So
I think you got me on the run for my money though. That thing's pretty nice. Yeah,
I'll bring you some beard oil Saturday. You know, let you try maybe some Alley Cat. I'll bring you some Alley Cat. Let you try it out. You know, we'll swap. So, and let's see. We do have a question in there. Where are y'all musicians before the Dev? So very good question, Ryan.
I think we all were playing music. I am probably the least experienced, but we literally have members in this band that have done like really big shows. Ryan and John have known each other for a really long time, and they've done like, my God, you guys have done Kinkfest, Warped Tour, Birthday.
We played House of Blues before too, and another band.
Okay.
So yeah, technically the right answer, is we've all been musicians before the Dev, and kind of like when she was talking about how we came together, that's how I kind of look at it now. Is like we were all in these projects. Some of us have different levels of experience, but no one's kind of like this is their first, rodeo kind of thing. And so being in the same kind of local community, it was fun to see it all kind of come together. 5 people from, just banded, bands and have a little bit of knowledge behind it, because it's made the process a little bit easier to like work together to play, because everybody kind of knows what they're doing a little bit. So then when we came together and it just felt right, it was a little bit easier to kind of get the ball rolling, whereas some bands, they have to sit 6 months to maybe a year or so to kind of really get together and write and go, okay, well, how are we going to figure everything out? For us, it was just like we got together, we wrote a bunch of music, and we're like, okay, let's go fucking tour. It's like,
right.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, it was kind of a cool process in that aspect.
All right, very cool. So is there a big pay-to-play scene in Florida? No, it's all about it. Archie, so Archie used to play in a band a couple of years ago, so it's all about exposure down here. And
Yeah, for the most
I was going to say, if there is a pay-to-play, we don't.
Well, it depends. It really depends. There's still some promoters around here that do that kind of shady stuff with making you buy tickets to play their show, and then you sell the tickets to make your money back. But I think for the most part, the scene has kind of cleaned that up a little bit on its own by bands becoming aware of that and understanding that, hey, that's not cool. You should be collecting money at the door from people that are coming to the show, and then pay us respectfully in that way. But we've really, I think we've really we've really stamped a lot of that out in this area. So it's refreshing, because it used to be like that a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot
years ago. Like You know, the last 5 or 10 years, there was a lot of that going around, but it's been cleaned up.
Right. Yeah. And then also take into consideration, like when you say pay to play and you talk about shows, I think that's gotten better, but still in the industry as a musician in a band, you're still paying to play a lot of stuff, you know, and it's not necessarily talking about the show aspect side of things, but like, hey, you have to put money into promotions. Hey, you have to put money, you know, into artwork, into what you're doing, production for music. So it's like you're always going to be paying to play as a musician in a sense. It may not have to do with shows, but you know, we from the get-go when we started this band, it was it wasn't like a weekend kind of hobby warrior kind of thing. We took it serious. We're here. We want to get our name out there, be a household name, you know, and kind of keep climbing and furthering our careers. So that was a goal for us too, right off the bat. And you know, and having to do that and wanting to do that, you know, like. There's a different side of pay to play, you know. So I look at it a little bit different, but yeah. As far as the live shows, we try to stay away from that. Number one, and number two, I think it's gotten a lot better. And plus, you know, the people that we work with, you know, generally kind of look out for us and say, hey, you know, like let's get these guys, you know, kind of a guarantee in what they deserve in some aspects, you know.
And not to mention, because we were all in bands prior and we were all in like different like musical endeavors, I think. Between just having a good word of mouth and always keeping like a good face front, we met a lot of people that when the Dev was formed between, you know, John knowing people, Barrett, Chris, Ryan, we never even had to book our own shows. There was always just people offering it to us. And that was purely a testament of just us being musicians that work hard for it. So we've never personally had to encounter that. However, I mean, there are shows where, you know, you have to put in a little extra money to put a better show, and then it just, you know, it pays forward for future, you know, endeavors. But we personally never had to deal with that. And
we invest in our craft, but we don't invest for a show.
Yeah.
Like we don't invest to get on.
Yeah.
All right, that explains it really well right there. Just what you said. So definitely a dynamic duo. You know, we got the great vocals, the riffs, and you know, everyone comes together real well and rocks it out. So Alley Cat asked, is the Dev on Apple Music or Spotify? But then he found you guys. So I said, Shameless Life is going on the next song rotation. So
Thank
awesome.
You.
So
thank you so much.
Thank you, Alley Cat. But yes, I know you guys are very strapped for time. You're at band practice tonight, and I am ruining your band practice by having you guys on for an interview.
This is awesome.
But yeah, so any Central Florida peeps, join us this Saturday for the Kraken Fest. Tickets are still available. We're looking anywhere from 10 to 20,000 people roughly out there. So it's going to be a huge fest, and we are all excited to get out and be at a live concert. So, and then none other than the Dev will be there as well as Werewolves, the Red Jumpsuit, tongue twister, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, The Used,
Amberlin,
another local band, Evergreen Terrace, another local band, Story of the Year. So a really good lineup. So make sure you join us this weekend. So where did the name The Dev come from?
The original meaning was actually like an NSFW meaning. John came up with it, so we don't really talk about that.
Out of frustration,
So prior leading up to like us in that story, we were just frustrated with like name choices. Like we were trying to come up with different things, and you know, when you come up with a name, it kind of makes you sound like you sound a certain way. So we were just coming up with all these names like, well, that's too heavy. That's too pop. That's too punk, and
that's too emo.
Yeah, it just nothing sit. And after months and months and months of trying, we got really frustrated. And then I'll let John finish. But like that was the precursor leading up to us finally finding a name.
It all came up to a head because I kept throwing out ideas. They kept getting shot down. And I think we were all frustrated with each other. And I was like, some of these sound really good. And then I just blurted out The Dev. And Nikolai's first reaction was, ooh, what is that? And then I snapped back with a real quick smart aleck remark that is NSFW, but which we won't go into. But you know, it's just The Dev. It just popped in my head and popped right out of my mouth, and that was it. And Ryan came up with a great acronym for it, which is
Desired Evolutionary Vision.
There you go. Or do everything victoriously.
So it can be kind of, make of it. Yeah.
It's art. It's how you interpret it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that was one of the cool parts about that name was just everyone was thinking of a different meaning of it. So the moment everyone kind of liked it and didn't hate it for once, because we had so many names, we're like, screw it, it's the Dev. So like, however you want to perceive it is actually how you should perceive it. I know it means God in like Hindu, if I'm not mistaken. I took it as like the developer because as a person who used to do a lot of photoshopping and like played online games, that's kind of what it meant to me. And so it's all for interpretation.
All right. So, Alley Cat, get on the plane and fly down, and we'll get you a ticket if you want to come down. So, but Nikolai is the lead singer. Wave your hand, Nikolai. Let us know who you are. And that's the gorgeous one up front. That is the lead singer. Then to the left, your right would be the. Let's go around. I'm gonna totally mess it up. So.
Start with you.
Oh, it's okay. Barrett Jones, guitar.
John Paniccioni, bass guitar.
Ryan, guitar.
Chris Caruso, drums.
Nikolai,
Awesome.
singer. I don't know if I was ready to I am Nikolai,
right.
the singer.
And so we got Queen of the Damned. We got Hellbent releasing Friday. And what time Friday?
12 a.m.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
technically, if you're up Tuesday partying, it'll be the first song that you can listen to Friday morning to get your, party started.
Yep.
But yeah, 2/18/22, 12 a.m. It'll be there available. YouTube, Spotify, all your favorite streaming services and digital locations to listen to music.
All right. And how can we find you on Instagram or the web?
So Instagram, we're at the Dev Band. Facebook, we're at the Dev Music. What are we on TikTok?
At the Dev Band for TikTok, at the Dev Band for Twitter also. But you also, if you go on our Instagram, we do have a little link tree. When you click it, you can see all of our upcoming shows, the ticket sales on there. You can find all of our other social media links, music video and whatnot.
Store Envy.
Yeah, Store Envy.
And our website. We do have a
Fans
website.
only.
We do have a website,
And we have a
thedevmusic.com.
fans only page too. We really encourage you to go to the fans only link at the bottom of the link tree. You
All right.
will have
Sign it up. $4.99 a month. We got you. We got you. So,
So,
First month free. There you go.
but awesome. I like I said, I know you guys are at band practice. You got a few more minutes. I don't want to take too much time from you. So just let me know.
Let's hang out, man. Let's hang out.
Awesome. All right. I just, stay in my lane kind of deal. I know you guys are busy this week. And so what was so a lot of questions that arise. So a time you played a festival or somewhere, what was the most memorable?
like our most memorable show as the Dev.
Yes. Like were you on like a rock cruise or Welcome to Rockville or?
Yeah.
I would say that probably Rockville was probably going to be our most like eclectic festival that we played.
You were buying food for everyone, like running around.
Yeah. I have a problem where I like to feed people. So whenever I get like overly like stimulated or excited, I just like want to feed people and like keep myself busy. It's anxiety.
Actually, if she ever says, if you're ever around her and she says, "Hey, I'm hungry," just hang around because she's only going to take a couple bites of food and then you'll get the rest of it.
Right.
She'll buy like 5 pizzas slice and then give the rest to everyone
Yeah,
else.
she's got band momitis.
I really do have band momitis.
So that benefits us and whoever's hanging out with us, Especially
But-
when drinks are flowing and we're like, hey, we got some beers, it all works out.
But Rockville probably has to be like one of our most exciting festivals that we played. It was a very big moment to get off a stage and like see all the people that were watching us, to go from being off stage and then just quite literally walk across the whole entire festival and just see Metallica like one last time and hang out in the VIP area and watch a bunch of these big acts that maybe we all looked up to at one point or another, and then got to say that we were actually in that same like bill or that same event with them. So that I think would be the most memorable festival. However, currently right now for me personally, I would probably say it would be our South Carolina show from our first tour, or the Mississippi show. And those two songs, like Mississippi kind of reinstated why I wrote Hellbent. That South Carolina show, to have all those people act as like wild as they did, and the show at I think it was Tennessee, those two,
Knoxville.
Knoxville, Tennessee, those were the reasons why we even wrote Hellbent. And it was a show that was just like really inconspicuous. We didn't think anything was going to come out of it. And it was probably like one of our most memorable touring shows that literally inspired Hellbent to be written.
For sure. I think for me, one of the most fun, memorable moments was our day off from this last tour we did. We went to New Orleans. That was right. Had fun and partied all night, and it was great.
Yeah, down on Bourbon Street.
Street. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
I can only imagine that. That was probably a rough morning. So. But
to Alley Cat, I see that they're vinyls.
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right.
So, what is it? Not Another Broken Record is selling vinyls of us, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they? Okay. And then Eric says, our tour in South America playing Buenos Aires, having armed guards on both sides of the stage, or playing Obscene Extreme Festival in Eindhoven and getting arrested for selling my own merch. Wow. That's a story right there. So, yeah. So what's up, Nick H? Thanks for coming in. But, I'm super stoked to see you guys this Saturday. I'll bring the beer bong and the assless chaps. So we will get the party started early. And so I have to shout out on the Hellbent music video, the leopard shirts. That is like, like that's taking me back. That's like my high school spirit. Like, I don't mean it in a negative way, but that's like my childhood spirit animal. Like, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Well, maybe we'll wear them for you on Saturday. You never know.
All right.
I don't know. Depends on how hot it is.
Yeah. Mine is. It doesn't breathe. I think it's 100% polyester. Mine is. So it's. Maybe if it's a colder show, like a chilly show, then I might wear it. But I mean I think that just got inspired because the song, we kind of wrote the song to kind of bring back like that feeling of the 80s and the party vibe and music, basically. So we're like, hey, like me and Ryan were like, why not? Let's do some leopard, Well, let's do pink, since that's the, the color for the song. So
it definitely fit the 80s aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's like the hair band style, and just like the back in the day when it was nothing but a big old party. So I'm a little jealous of the music video. I got to see it firsthand, and I only got to show 30 seconds of it, but like the whole video is like White Trash Donnie's life. So,
Suicide Girls, like pool party, nighttime gothic kind of vibe, and like Bear was saying, with the aesthetic, every single that we do, we create like a color code and aesthetic. So it's like kind of a new theme. So from the artwork to our social media pages to our color schemes, like everything fits together, and it's been part of the fun of like putting out, music is to creating this whole little, reality around it. And so with that being the pink and the purples and the black, we knew we wanted like a nighttime party, but we shot it, in August in Florida. So we were super worried that it was going to be storming all night. And and then it was too hot and people were getting like miserable, because when you're shooting a video, like we're having a good time and we're actually partying, but like you have to like stop, start, and like reset certain things. And so it was a little bit of a tough outdoor shoot, but I mean, granted, we had fun. Trust me. It was a great time.
We heard the song about 1,500 times that
night. and that's what a lot of people don't realize is you got to you start, you stop, you start, you stop, and then it's a whole production that a lot of people don't understand. But
that shooting that music video, though, I thought it was going to be a little bit more hectic than it was, but thankfully a lot of our takes that you get to see in the music video when it comes out this Friday, it was actually just us enjoying ourselves, and it was a genuine party. I think I had people at my house up until 4:30 in the morning, 5, and I was like, Jesus Christ, go home, please. But it was really fun and it was enjoyable, and the cops are real. So I didn't dress two random dudes in a cop outfit. I literally had to walk up to them in like a pink cat suit and explain to them why I'm so and why there's Hummers in the front of the house with the lights on. It's definitely an ordeal, and it was definitely a moment.
All right, so you have to invite me next time this happens. All right, that sounds like a hell of a time right there. So, but yeah, so Alley Cat says love collecting vinyls. He gave you a follow on IG. So him and I are going to talk behind the scenes and maybe fly him down for show Saturday. So we will see about that. So I'm excited. I haven't been out. I've been like so cooped up in the house and cooped up at work. I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rage, like some mosh pits and some bush lights and, have a good time. So
yeah. Should be fun, man. Hopefully the weather's great and we going
early too. So
we're
going at like 2.
Yeah, we're playing on earlier in the fest, so the great part about that is that we get to like kind of like play obviously and then enjoy everybody else's set kind of afterwards too, because a lot of bands are bands that we've all enjoyed for a while, and to get to not only share a stage with them but then like get to watch them afterwards is going to be pretty rad. So, and just to see, like you said, man, just to get out, see people again. When we go out and tour and play shows, that's always like an awesome kind of like time. We enjoy it so much, but getting back to like the best shows that you play, those festivals, man, like Rockville and like this, Kraken Music Fest, to see all these people out there just enjoying it and interacting and sharing that unity of like live music is so great, and so it feels good to be back, living and kind of rock and rolling again. So.
Absolutely, for sure. So, so what genre or subgenre would you consider your sound?
That's a $1 million question.
Yeah, it's hard to classify, really.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I generally tell people when they ask me, I just say we're like a hard rock band, and if they want specifics, I'll be like, "Hey, we're female-fronted hard rock."
Yeah.
A lot of our music, from song to song, kind of has different inflections. So, like, some of it has like a metal, bluesy, or like southern metal vibe. Some of it's more of like modern kind of post-core. There's different elements and styles in each one. But yeah, if you want to call us hard rock, alternative metal, it's hard to pigeonhole, kind of one thing. But we definitely range a gamut of styles. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Dan C? Thanks for coming in. Dan C is the GOAT of the beer community. So he's got over 60,000 followers, I think. So thanks for coming in, Dan. It's a pleasure to see you. And spread the word for us there, brother. And I had a question in my head and I totally forgot it now. So going through these chats, see, I can't multitask. So yeah, the good part is you play early. So I'll bring the Kong Pong and we'll play some beer pong and have a good time. And hell, maybe we can shoot a music video while we're there, So
yeah. We'll set up our merch tent. We'll have contests. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Anything similar to Evanescence, not to compare, but just a question from DNC Bearded. So
I think instrumentally, probably not. However, I have been told probably between the fact that I'm extremely pale with like long dark hair, and I do have a stronger vocal range. I have been compared to Evanescence. I've been compared also to Lizzie Hale sometimes, like my vocals by itself. I've also been told that I have an extremely like bluesy, smoky tone. One thing I can say though is Evanescence definitely was an inspiration. My earlier years when I was getting into music, and I really do love the sheer fact that like Amy Lee had a very like strong vocal. Like she was like the Adele of rock, I guess, is a decent comparison. Mm-hmm. So I try to kind of bring that like really strong vocals into this band. I don't do any screams, and that's why I think we always fit perfectly underneath that hard rock genre, because if I did probably do some like growls or screams, we would be easily classified as metal. But because I have more of like a bluesier vocal range or vocal style, we kind of stick more towards the hard rock spectrum.
Yeah, it's definitely soothing but different. So, and Alley Cat says a great voice. That's what she has. Dan C says fantastic answer. I was going to use the word inspiration, but didn't know how that would come off. So.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, you guys are also in the Battle of the Bands.
No, we were.
Yeah.
No, you weren't this year. Okay, maybe that was. Maybe I'm jumping ahead. Maybe like I'm like it was in my dream or something. But
yeah, we were, and that's actually how we got into Rockville last year. But there's always like opportunities coming around. So just give us a moment, and we'll probably be something else soon to come.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely check them out Saturday. We'll be there having a good time. And I know we're over our time limit. And I know you guys got some business to take care of, some practice. You got a busy week with the song dropping Friday, Hellbent. and a huge festival Saturday, the Kraken Fest. So I am excited to see you guys out. I will see you there Saturday. And I don't want to take much more of your time. And well, we got one more question. So
Yeah,
Donnie with a back-to-back. So have you ever heard of Amanda Somerville by chance?
I personally haven't.
Sounds familiar. I don't know.
All right, Dancy, let us know what you're talking about there, brother.
Yeah.
And then for
Yeah.
anybody else that's watching the live stream, by all means, feel free to just comment down your question, because even though we do have practice, honestly, the reason why we do this is because of all the support that all of you guys give us. So we have no issue holding interviews just a little bit longer to make sure like everyone gets like their little part or say in this interview.
I appreciate that. I just feel guilty because I know you guys are so, especially this week, you're so busy. So
And we're night owls, so
Yeah.
It's Friday night.
right, and I'm the same way. I won't go. I'll go to sleep at like 3 a.m. and wake up at like 7 a.m. I don't know how I do it, but so hard rock female singer, a friend of mine from Michigan, and bands Ana, HDK, and a few others.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
okay, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll definitely look her up and like, you know, have her hit us up too. We love, you know, connecting the dots and networking with other bands. And, you know, that's definitely one of the things that I appreciate the most. Like this run we just went on. I mean, every band that we played with, you know, it's really cool to like meet other artists, see what people are doing in different parts of the country, and just even, you know, just watching people play riffs, you know, or drums or whatever it is that they're doing. You know, you can always learn, you can always absorb from it. And then it's also great to network and meet, you know, people, because eventually down the road, you know, we may go and tour with them, or they may come down and play a show with us here. And, you know, so we're always, you know, looking for cool new music and other artists to meet. So send her our way.
Yep. So married to Sandra Gomez, another rocker. So awesome. But
Yeah.
yes. So in my opinion, so Jacoby Shaddix from obviously Papa Roach has probably been the most humble person I've met. You know, just kind of being at his shows and backstage and just talking to him. I mean, let's face it, I'm White Trash Donnie, you know, and he's just like, "What's up, man?" You know, and just hanging out. So a great dude, down to earth, doesn't have that ego where he's like, "Well, I'm a super rock star." So along your journey, who have you met, you know, kind of like that kind of took you under their wing and said, "Hey, what's up? You know, what's up, the dev?"
Personally, I would probably have to say either Lacey Sturm from Flyleaf or a friend of mine, Andy James. And the reason why they're so opposite, but they're so cool people, is because with Lacey Sturm, I wasn't in music just yet. I was an avid listener and I was constantly listening, but I met her behind a stage one day, and I was watching her at like the Haven, which is like a Orlando just staple bar that everyone goes in and out of. And I remember I was talking to her about how I wanted to go into music and do whatever. And she straight up said to me, "Don't do it unless your heart's 100% in it, and don't write about anything unless you 100% feel it." With Andy, I met him ironically at the Haven, and he was that one person that I was able to like either text and like ask for advice, or, you know, ask about like what he thought about a certain like vocal riff. Because even though he plays guitar and I sing, music, you know, it all corresponds together well. And he was pretty cool because he used to like talk to me every now and then and just like check in and see how I was doing. And he was like almost like an older brother kind of vibe. So those two were two people that I met that I think took me under the wing, or at least gave me advice that really just stuck with me.
Yeah, and see, I'm not musically talented. I'm more like the hype man. You know, I'll hype you guys up, but you know, give me a guitar, I can't play it. Give me a microphone, I sound horrible. So yeah, it is what it is. So that's why I do what I do. You know, because I can't play and I can't sing. So Glock. Yes, they do have YouTube videos. The Dev Friday, another one is dropping. That is Hellbent. So make sure you check that one out. And,
Yeah, the YouTube is what, the Dev Band?
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
the Dev
Yeah.
Band.
Yeah. Subscribe, follow,
like, subscribe, a comment. Let's
Ring
get
that
them noticed.
So you're on music.
So yeah, but as far as I think there's a group collective that the band can also speak to of like people that have taken us under their wing
Yeah.
from like the dev standpoint, not just individual. And obviously, number one is MVK Music Group. You know, we were a band that was kind of, you know, relatively fresh on the scene. We were trying to make our name out, you know, and get our music out there. And, you know, we played some shows and some festivals and stuff. And then we quickly kind of, you know, established a relationship with them and, you know, their management, obviously a music group. And so that was like the first opportunity of people who were like, yeah, let's work together and take, you know, obviously join that relationship. And then the other group of people that we seem to always kind of that take us under the wing, I feel in a sense, is all the venues where we play or the promoters that we play for. You know, our thing is we want to go there and obviously put on a great show, entertain and be professional and then play well. And then so that way next time everybody's like, man, we really want the dev back. That's, you know, and I think that's every musician's goal. But we really are thankful for all the promoters and the people because, you know, when we play a show out of town or on a run or tour, we stay till the doors close. You know, we're closing down the bar with people. And that to us is like, again, speaks to seeing the other bands and whatnot. But it's just the venues, the promoters and people that we've met that have like just established a relationship with us. So we know we can go back and tour and get through their town and you know, bring our form of entertainment to them. That those people are taking us under their wing in a sense. And, you know, we appreciate that relationship as well.
I do want to give a little shout out to a group of people that I think have come to like at least 4 or 5 of our shows. And that's Cogs of War too.
Yeah. There's another one.
Yeah, Cogs of War, because like it's just literally like a group of people. They have like a Facebook page and everything. And it's just people that genuinely love music. Whenever we see them, we know that the show's going to be fun because they're just, they really
were a
enjoy
couple
it.
at Rockville, actually.
Yeah, they're wild.
Yeah.
So they were actually a huge part behind the scenes of getting the bands lined up for the after Rebel Rock canceled. So you know, I was helping Ace, Cogs of War. You know, we're helping some of the other local venues. So yes, I do know who you're talking about, and they are great people. Check them out on Facebook as well. But most importantly, check out the Dev. And what's up, that metal guy? Thanks for joining us. And I think Sam would really dig them. I think you're right, Alley Cat. And Cods of War, what a fantastic name. Yes, it is a group of rockers. So, man, we got some interaction tonight. I like it. So, yes. Look, I'm starstruck. I'm like, I got the Dev here. Like, I'm just like keep forgetting my you know what I'm supposed to talk about. So, Saturday, the Kraken Fest. So, anything you'd like to talk about? Let us know. We got Hellbent dropping Friday. We got the show Saturday.
One thing I can say is even though Hellbent is coming out on Friday, make sure to go and check our YouTube channel and check out Queen of the Damned and Shameless Life. We really take it upon ourselves to release songs as a full-on experience. So what you will
basically like an album. Each song is an album. So we put a color theme to just a whole entire music video theme to just PR and everything. And we really do take pride in our releases. So if you can't wait till Friday and you want to see something really cool, Queen of the Damned is a dope music video shot by Aaron Berkshire. Shameless Life is a really cool music video shot by Blackheart Films that also shot Hellbent. And it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot of good content. And so keep us on your Instagram too, because we do a lot of live streams and we try to like interact and just talk to all of our followers and all of our friends and families. It's just kind of what we try to do as a band as a whole.
We're probably going to go live later tonight from our Instagram channel from the practice space and maybe play a song for everybody. So, maybe, maybe, you never know. So,
right. So awesome. You heard it here first. They may pop on tonight on IG. So make sure you go follow them. Check out the devband.com, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And then check out their YouTube. Amazing vocals, amazing band. And my spirit animal is right there. You and I are brothers. So I will see you guys Friday. No, I won't see you Friday. The song drops Friday, or the music video drops Friday. I will see you Saturday. I will have the assless chaps. I will have the beer bong. We are going to have a good time, and we are going to rock out. And heck, we may have another video in the make. So
yeah,
it was a pleasure having you. thank you. I know you're extremely busy, and I thank you for extending the time and taking your time to actually come on the Sloppy Syndicate show. And folks, Saturday is the big show, the Kraken Fest, and go check out the band, The Dev. So I appreciate you coming in, fans. I appreciate you coming in, The Dev, and joining us and giving us the opportunity to get to know you as a band. And we'll see you next time, all right?
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
We'd love to be back.
Thank you.